Alright, what's going on, big dogs? SG Leo here, and in today's video, XQC signs a massive $100 million deal with new streaming platform Kick, and what does this mean for the future of Twitch? So sit back, relax, and let's dig into this. Alright guys, so before we get started, I think it's important to get everybody caught up on the entire situation. Who's XQC? What is Kick? So let's start with the man himself, XQC. So XQC is probably the biggest streamer in the world right now at this point. He is constantly sitting at about 60,000 plus viewers whenever he decides to go live. And a big appeal to this guy is just his demeanor, his kind of carefree attitude towards most things, his ability to just kind of be himself, and he doesn't really care about the consequences of that. And that has drawn in a very massive audience and has also led to him being banned, I believe, 5 times at this point on Twitch. Most of them obviously for, a week or two at a time. I believe there might have been a 30-day ban in there. I'm not 100% sure on the exact punishments that were dished out by Twitch, but he has had a lot of issues with them in the past. But Twitch, obviously making as much money as they are off of this individual, they never wanted to solely straight up ban him. They just kind of wanted to be like, hey, stop it. That was kind of their attitude towards most of his things. Now, XQC recently, and by recently I mean the 16th of June, 2023, signed a $100 million deal with Kick. Now that leads me into what Kick is. So most of you probably understood who XQC was, but a lot more of you probably don't know what Kick is yet. You might have heard some rumblings about it. You might have heard the name in passing, but not a lot of people are kind of opened up or have really even noticed that Kick is now kind of this up-and-coming streaming platform. So I'll put some images up here, but from what you can tell, Kick is basically green Twitch. Its layout is almost identical. The way you set up your channel, the way you set up your stream, all that stuff is almost 100% identical. You can use all of the major streaming services, so like OBS, OBS Studio, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, whatever you used before to stream, you can use on Kick, and setting everything up is extremely, extremely easy. Now, the big appeal of Kick is that in recent years, Twitch has really started to show that they want to be more of an overall family-friendly platform. So anybody who swears a lot or who might do political commentary or does any form of slot machine games or some type of gambling, betting, any of that stuff really gets suppressed and in some cases are just outright banned. They had a huge issue with that when it came to their hot tubs and pools category, which was basically just a bunch of women who would just show off their bits on Twitch for hours at a time while people just gave them money for sitting in front of a camera. That's really all they were. It was basically a softcore pornographic category, and Twitch really cracked down on that. Now, Kick is basically the opposite of that. Kick's big message is, we don't care what you do, as long as it's not illegal, and as long as you are telling your audience about the risks, allowing them to understand that, hey, I'm gambling and this could be really wrong for you. I have a lot of money, or I understand why what I'm doing is wrong. Stuff like that. As long as you are aware of it and as long as your audience is aware of it, they really don't care what you do over here, as long as it's not full up, something illegal. The other big appeal with Kick, and which is what I believe XQC signed for, which we'll get into the contract after this, is their split with their creators is much more favorable than it is on Twitch. So Twitch recently announced, I believe still less than a year ago, that all of their streamers, all of their creators are now stuck in a 50-50 contract. So basically, whatever revenue you create on Twitch, it's a 50-50 split. So Twitch takes half, you take half. A lot of big streamers, Pokimane, things like that, people who are massive like her, sign contracts to exclusively stream on Twitch. So not only are they guaranteed, so many millions of dollars, they also now still get 50% of their, I believe, of their subs and of their donations, things like that. They get to still keep that. So they're usually not as upset about it. The people that it hurts the most are those people who aren't contracted through Twitch, who haven't signed a contract through Twitch, so they're not guaranteed any money at all. So that 50-50 split can really harm, especially a lot of up-and-coming creators who haven't exactly made a huge name for themselves, but maybe Twitch is starting to look more like a job opportunity for them or a career path for them, but Twitch is taking half their money. So that can be really tough. Kick, on the other hand, I believe right now is sitting at least a 70-30 split, which is what Twitch used to be at but they got money hungry, and now Kick is kind of stepping in to kind of be like, hey, this is how things should be run. Now, whether you agree with Twitch, banning the categories that they have or cracking down on the things that they have, it's important to put out there, I believe, that people should be allowed to stream or say or do really what they want. Again, as long as it's not harming anyone or outright calling for somebody to be harmed or hurt or worse. Like, if you want to say the F word a lot on Twitch, or if you want to say a few maybe dark humor jokes, things like that, you should be able to have a setting, like an 18 plus setting or whatever, and be like, hey, this stream is meant for mature audiences. If you are not 18, do not watch it. If you are a parent who is allowing their children to watch this, it is not my fault that I say the F word on stream or that I make a joke on stream that maybe you don't deem appropriate for children. You can see that this is supposed to be for a mature audience only. And even if you are an adult, you don't like what I'm saying, there's the door, move on. And that's the approach that Kick has really taken. They have really taken this approach of you do you, and if it makes you money, it makes you money. And if it doesn't, then it's up to you to switch your personality or switch the way you want to present yourself on stream. Let's actually get into the contract itself. So the contract is a $70 million guaranteed deal with the ability for XQC to make up to $100 million in incentives. So he's basically guaranteed a $70 million contract, and then he has about $30 million worth of incentives. So hitting certain follower goals, sub goals, donation goals, things like that will grant him more money. And this, if you put it on the list of biggest sports contracts, this is actually the 12th biggest sports contract ever signed. So he has almost cracked the top 10 in sporting contracts, like professional sports, by being a Twitch streamer who sits in his chair, rages at games like Overwatch and Call of Duty and things like that. And to me, that's incredible. That's absolutely amazing. This contract is huge. It's massive. And I think it's really telling of how popular streaming and gaming as a whole has really become. Obviously, not that long ago, people like Shroud and Ninja signed with Mixer. We've had people like Tim the Tatman and Dr. Disrespect signing with YouTube and making buttloads of money doing it that way. A lot of big creators, a lot of these massive creators who were almost like synonymized with Twitch, and every time you thought of them, you're always like, oh man, I bet they're like a Twitch streamer. That guy's a Twitch streamer. That guy's a Twitch streamer. That's cool. They're gone. They're on YouTube. They're on Mixer. They were on all these other platforms. And sure, Mixer didn't make it, but I think Mixer really kind of left the groundwork for other platforms to see, especially platforms like Kick, to see, hey, these contracts are a good idea. We just didn't run our site properly, and we kind of jumped the gun a little late and tried doing all these innovative things on our platform, and we tried to salvage it by signing these big names, and it just didn't work. Like, the platform just wasn't good. If somebody can tweak their platform and actually make it good, there's potential here. And I think Kick has really done a good job of, again, promoting that this is a creator-based platform. We're just offering you the app or the website to put your content out for people to see. Where Twitch has taken the stance of, without us, you're not a creator. So this whole ordeal has a lot of people wondering what's going to happen to Twitch now. One of their biggest streamers just up and left. And although his contract isn't an exclusive deal, meaning that he can still stream on Twitch if he wants to, the way he's been talking over the last 24 hours, it doesn't seem like he's really going to be going live on Twitch much at all, because why would you? You're guaranteed this amount of money, massive amount of money, and you're guaranteed more money over on Kick. So as long as your audience follows you, which yesterday while he was streaming for the first time on Kick, he had 69,000 viewers. So just as much, if not more than what he's normally pulling on Twitch. So it seems like a lot of his fans still followed him because, again, Kick isn't any different than Twitch. It's almost identical. It's just green with a different logo. It's honestly the same platform, maybe even a little cleaner. Again, this has people wondering what is next for Twitch. Twitch, for the most part, if they don't do anything with their ridiculous 50-50 splits, their ridiculous cracking down on every channel just for you swearing a few times or for you maybe playing a game that they don't deem popular enough, they'll crack down on your account and basically shadow ban a lot of people. You're not banned, you're not like unable to stream, but your channel is shoved down into the depths, right? You're not allowed to be noticed. You're not allowed to be shown because heaven forbid you say a few bad words on stream too often. And not only that, they have continuously lost some of their biggest creators because they refuse to give these people the money that, honestly, at this point, a lot of them deserve. I'm not somebody who thinks that people just deserve things, but there's a lot of these streamers who, if it wasn't for them hopping on the Twitch bandwagon very early on and supporting the platform and sticking by them even through stupid decisions that they made over the years, and they made a ton, this platform would have already been dead. They're lucky that a lot of streamers didn't just pack their stuff and hop over to YouTube, and they're lucky that people aren't packing their stuff right now and hopping over to Kick because Kick is still in beta. So if they aren't willing to change some of their policies and they aren't willing to make the adjustments that are needed in order to support their creators, we could be looking at the downfall of Twitch. Now, Kick is not pulling anywhere near the numbers Twitch is pulling still. Obviously, Twitch still has a lot of the contracts with broadcasting a lot of major esports events, League of Legends, CSGO, things like that. But it's not far-fetched for Kick or these other platforms to sit there and go, hey, guess what? We'll make it cheaper and we'll do it better. Well, nothing is stopping them from doing that. If they're already pushing money out the door to get these big names like XQC, and then not only that, but showing that their platform can handle 70,000 plus people just watching one individual, and they're constantly on top of editing and making sure that their website is running as best as it can be, especially for it being in beta. They right now, to me, are a genuine threat to Twitch. And I'm glad they are, because Twitch has made a lot of dumb decisions over the last couple of years that has really scared away a lot of creators. And Twitch used to be a phenomenal platform. All they have to do is make it like a creator-based platform again, where your creators are the center of your platform. Yes, if it wasn't for the platform, we wouldn't have these creators. But if it wasn't for all these creators, we also wouldn't have the platform. Because nobody is clicking on Twitch because they're just like, man, I want to go stare at a black screen that has a little purple icon in the top corner. Same with nobody's clicking on Kick or going to Kick to stare at nothing, right? We're there because our favorite creators are there. Not because you made the website, but because our favorite creators are there. It'd be like if every big streamer and YouTube video maker on YouTube jumped ship and went to some other video platform. We'd all jump ship and go to that other one too, because we want to watch these individuals. We don't care what platform it's on. As long as the platform is easy to navigate and is simplistic, as long as all we have to do is click on their video, we'll travel right along with them. In conclusion, guys, I don't think Twitch is going to go anywhere anytime soon. I think they're still going to really be holding the stake. Again, they have a lot of massive contracts with very huge esports organizations. They do still have the biggest foot in the door, right? They are still the biggest influencer on the market right now when it comes to streaming platforms. But I do think Kick joining into the conversation and sitting there and at least prodding Twitch a little bit and being like, hey, this is how you should run things. This is how you should run things. Look, we're going to take all your creators if you don't fix your stuff. I think that's a good move. I don't think Twitch was very threatened by Mixer, because I don't think anybody was very threatened by Mixer. But I do think Twitch has been feeling a little bit of pressure from YouTube. And if YouTube could clean up their streaming a little bit by kind of making it a little easier to navigate into, but obviously YouTube is meant more for just videos. But I think if YouTube shifted their focus to a little bit more on live streaming, and especially now with Kick really kind of laying out the groundwork and basically being old school Twitch before Twitch got all family friendly and ridiculous, I think this could lead to Twitch going back to being a very good platform. But again, it all depends on how Twitch responds. After Kick signed XQC, Twitch did announce that if you do well enough as a creator, you can now become eligible for a 70-30 split. Now, it's only for a year. It's not like this permanent 70-30 money split, but it's a step in the right direction. Very small step, but it's in the right direction. And if they're willing to budge on that even just a little bit more prodding might get them to jump ship completely. And if that's the case, I can see Twitch really sticking around for a long time. But again, it's going to be up to Amazon or Twitch on how they want to run their platform. Anyways, guys, if you did enjoy this video, remember to please leave a like, comment, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It all absolutely means a ton, guys. I'm going to be trying to pump out, again, 2-3 videos a week. I'm really pushing for it, so let me know what you guys would like to see next. And until next time, guys, Godspeed.
I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body in Harvard above me.